The 5-year rule for Roth IRAs is one of the most misunderstood rules regarding retirement accounts. Let's fix that. Hello everybody, Joe Orbit coming at you, and today we are going to put to bed all the misunderstandings and arguments and we're going to talk about the 5-year rule for Roth IRAs, and I'm going to explain it in a way that makes sense to you and you will no longer have any questions. So the 5-year rule for Roth IRAs is so misunderstood because it's actually two different rules. The first rule has to deal with Roth contributions, and the second rule has to deal with Roth conversions. And if you don't know what a Roth IRA is or how it's different from a traditional IRA, make sure you watch my video on Roth IRAs and why you should really be considering making Roth contributions and why you should be thinking about Roth conversions. The beautiful thing about a Roth IRA is that the contributions are always accessible. So a Roth contribution, that's when you take money out of your pocket and you put it into a Roth IRA. And the 5-year rule for Roth contributions says when you make your first contribution into a Roth IRA, you must wait 5 years until you can access the earnings tax-free. That's it. You just have to wait 5 years, and you only have to wait the 5 years once per individual. So let's use an example. Let's say you've never contributed to a Roth before. You're 30 years old, and in 2020, you put $5,000 into that Roth IRA and it earns 5% a year. You can see that over time that is going to accumulate and grow, and you can see that by year 5 you have over $6,000 in that account. So what does this mean for the contribution rule? I am allowed to touch the $5,000 whenever I want to, but because I'm 35 years old, even though I've met the 5-year rule, I can't touch the earnings on that account for just any old reason. If I want to touch the earnings on that account, I have to meet one of the 3 requirements: death, disability, or first-time home buyer purchase. So once I've met that 5-year rule once, I never have to meet it again. Now let's talk about Roth conversions. First off, what is a Roth conversion? A Roth conversion is when I take money from an IRA and I move it over to a Roth IRA. And when I do that, I have to pay the tax in the year that I do the conversion. Let's do an example for Roth conversions. Let's say I'm the same 30-year-old, but this time I want to convert $10,000. If I do the conversion this year, next year, I'm allowed to touch that $10,000 because I've paid the tax on it, but I can't touch the earnings again. Why? Because I'm under 59 and a half and I haven't met the 5-year rule. And if I convert 10,000 and 10,000 in 2021 and 10,000 in 2022, I'm resetting the clock on those conversions. I'm always allowed to touch the contributions. I'm just not allowed to touch the earnings until the 5-year clock has run out. But again, if I'm under 59 and a half, I can't touch it unless death, disability, or first-time home buyer purchase. The difference between the contribution rule and the conversion rule: in the contribution, I only have to meet that 5 years once. In the conversion rule, every time I make a new Roth conversion, another 5-year clock begins. But the rule for 59 and a half always applies. That means that if I'm under 59 and a half, I can't touch the earnings until I'm 59 and a half, even if I meet the 5-year rule. But if I'm over 59 and a half, the minute I turn 59 and a half, if I've met the 5-year rule on the conversion, I can touch the money. Now, if I'm over 59 and a half, and I've never made a contribution to a Roth IRA, and it's the first time I'm putting money into that account, I still have to wait the full 5 years before I can touch the earnings on a tax-free basis. So as always, if you like this video, make sure you hit like. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time I come out with a new video, because we do 2 every single week, make sure you turn on that bell to get those notifications, and I'll see you next time.